I just want to just quickly have a chat, and I guess EMS is going to be coming.
Yeah, I heard about this. My parents told me about it. I had been tested that, like, I didn't think it would actually make me better because the majority of my abuse came from being in psych wards. Like, when I remember being at Foothills in 2018, like being in my high observation cell, and like 3 or 4 or 5 security guards watched through my window while I bashed my head against the wall for 45 minutes because they were sick of restraining me, and they just wanted to see. They kept saying I was doing it for attention, and they kept saying, like, no, it's not a coping mechanism, you're just doing it because you want us to restrain you. And they watched me bash my brains all over the wall for 45 minutes. So I don't want to go to a psych ward because they're very abusive places. But and I told my parents, if you really want to be safe from me or whatever, just go to like a women's shelter, or mom can go there, and like I'd be safe. I'd do better developmentally going on the street than going to a psych ward. But they don't believe that's true, so that's why you're here, I guess.
Yeah. So I guess just chatting with your mom there, she was saying, so you'd be willing to go with EMS to the Rocky View? I guess it's a better hospital than the Foothills.
Yeah, I mean that's what they've done after apparently 1 day of research or like a few hours of calling around or something.
Well,
I mean,
if it helps, from my own experience, it's definitely I prefer it over the Foothills.
Like the psych ward?
It's not necessarily the psych ward, but the doctors there, they're great quality. And it'd be a great outlet to have a chat with. And all it is just having a chat. That's it. EMS will bring you down there, so you're not even going to have to deal with me anymore.
Okay.
And then I think it was just your parents were concerned.
No, I understand why they're concerned. I'm not a safe person to be around, and my mental health stuff. But I mean, a lot of this started from like having to deal with neurologists and like behavioral therapists and stuff in my entire life, like for the past almost 3 decades. They just, and I mean, I'm being in psych wards isn't great, but also just dealing with them as a toddler and an adolescent and young teen is where a lot of my very screwed up behavior comes from, and I have a reduced capability to adapt it and change it because I've bashed my front of my head so much that, like, there's this psychological thing called extinction learning, where when you have a traumatic, like when something scares you and you always respond a certain way to something, and then eventually, it stops being a threat, and you're supposed to learn to like not be scared of it after a while. So like the response goes extinct. You don't. The thing is, when you have bashed your head a whole bunch, like a football player or whatever, I've read studies that it reduces capability to get rid of, like, to learn that something is safe now. Okay. So I don't respond well to just basic, like, anxiety therapy stuff, and we've never found medications that really worked well for me, and I mean, I just don't do well with doctors, and I understand that usually their therapies would help, but I mean, I literally had to stop doing electroconvulsive therapy because they, like, even the electric part was working, but they kept injecting the propofol wrong into my arms. They kept injecting it wrong, and I mean, that's such an important thing to get wrong. Like, I can handle needles. When they take my blood, they have to do like 15 times. I can handle that. But when they're injecting a strong amnesiac into your needles wrong, over and over and over again, it's like, that's dangerous. You can kill someone doing that. And I had to literally stop taking electroconvulsive therapy cold turkey, which you're not supposed to do. And I've been abused by the medical system really bad, and I don't want to do this, but I know that if I go in unwillingly, then it's harder for me to get out of the psych ward because they set you up differently in the records. And I'll go willingly because I know that resisting at this point is just going to be a fight.
Okay. Is your front door unlocked by chance? That's probably where EMS will come.
I don't know. I'll go see. Yeah, you can come in or whatever. You're going to see a bunch of holes in the walls because there's this whole thing with Tourette syndrome called sudden explosive rage, and they used to...
Do you play the piano?
Not a little bit. But just I have this sudden explosive rage thing that they used to think was not very common, but the experts of Tourette's realized that people were just underreporting it because it's extremely shameful and embarrassing to admit as an adult that you have really violent temper tantrums. But it's actually, some people say it's as high as 70% of people with Tourette's can have it sometimes, and the statistics are all over the place, but it's basically something that usually I would be able to handle and blow off and be fine with, will just randomly make me so mad I'll like be capable of like, ripping a sink off a wall. And it's not, and when I'm in that mode, like that's not me, but
I get it.
it's just something I've been struggling with. So yeah, it was locked. I'll just lock it.
So what I'll say is, so EMS is in the front.
They're gonna come to the front.
So EMS is gonna come. You're also your mom and dad want to quickly see you before you head with EMS. Is that okay? Are you willing to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we'll throw some shoes on.
Yeah.
And you have your health card. And
It's just in my wallet. I was gonna do my laser hair thing because I'm trans and I have this schedule on my phone where every 2 weeks I'm supposed to do this laser thing. And right now, it's edge of the 2 weeks, so it's a bit hairy.
Yeah.
But I know there's not enough time to do that, and it's painful. So I guess I'm gonna miss like however many months I'm in the psych ward on that. Which is just frustrating because it takes a long time to get rid of facial hair as a trans person because the hormones get rid of body hair, but they don't get rid of facial hair for random genetic reasons. So
your nails look fabulous. I noticed that.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't paint them or anything. I just
they look really good.
yeah, and my hair is naturally curly, but like
lucky.
it's difficult to try and be feminine when you have a bunch of neurological things. Because like for instance, it takes me like 3 to 7 hours just to have a bath because I zone out and vomit and cough and spit and blow my nose because I just have maladaptive daydreaming and I get like distracted and it's like I'm not even conscious for hours and hours and hours in the bath. And like there's only like 10 minutes of actual work of washing myself, but just my
yeah. Well, this way, and then we'll wrap around and sorry, you want to bring your purse?
Right.
Sorry, you have your health card? And,
yeah, let me check.
Just double checking, yeah. Yeah, your parents, they're just concerned, and they want to make sure that you're getting. And it sounds like you've been through, unfortunately, this quite a bit.
Yeah, but I know that when online and you're not supposed to say that you've been through a lot when you're white because people who are other races have been through more typically, and they just aren't able to show it because of systemic races. Is this the one?
That's perfect. Yeah, it's more for EMS, and you know what? It's one of those things. Everyone has their own struggles, and it's a tough thing. It's not easy. But you know what? I appreciate the fact that you want to go with EMS. Did you want to bring your purse, or you just
right? Sorry, I have one of the things I have is ADHD, so I get just it's like 5-second memory pretty much.
Don't worry about it.
Did you know that when they say goldfish have like a 3-second memory, that's not true. You can actually train them to do tricks.
Really?
Like I saw a video of some goldfish in a bathtub doing tricks, and it's funny because like I probably have worse memory than a goldfish.
Well, you know what? That's one thing. Speaking with you, you got a great knowledge base of all the mental health, and is that something you've ever thought about pursuing?
No,
to help people?
No, I can't handle interacting with human beings. I have to be alone most of the time, or I flip out.
Yeah.
I just don't do well doing things in general. I spend a lot of time basically doing nothing because I can't handle sensory. Data coming into my brain, it overwhelms me very fast.
Around the corner, so we're just waiting on them. Your parents, are they still in the garage? So, yeah, at the end of the day, like I personally care and make sure that you're getting good care, and
okay.
So You know, you said your mom was kind of saying that there's been some bad experiences at Foothills in the past.
Yeah, I don't like Foothills. I lots of bad stuff like the security guards and the nurses and it's kind of like one of those things where a lot of the individual people are just doing the best they can with with information, follow the rules set.
I get that.
But then, so you follow the rules they set, and everyone's not in sync properly. So it's like all the employees of the psych ward are competing with each other without knowing it.
How do you drive?
No, I can barely do anything, but I don't drive, but I used to be okay at Mario Kart.
On N64 or like
Any of them.
I'm not really a huge gamer, but I remember N64.
Yeah, the N64 one is good.
Yeah, they also had GoldenEye.
Yeah. There was a GoldenEye remake.
GoldenEye.
There was a GoldenEye remake for the Wii.
Really?
Yeah, they later ported it to the PS3.
Oh, okay.
What was the system that you have?
I have a PS4, and there's just yeah, and I had a
What was
PS.
the latest one that people went wild for?
What?
What was the latest one that people went wild
PS5, and I guess Nintendo Switch, I guess. Yeah.
I used to be quite good at Donkey Kong on the old Nintendo, Super Nintendo.
Donkey Kong Country
Yeah, I was.
on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I was pretty good at it.
Yeah, a lot of people have played Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country 2, but a lot of people don't know there was actually a Donkey Kong Country 3.
I'll go real far back. Do you remember PS2s? And it was Cute Bandicoot or
Crash Bandicoot?
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Never heard of
name
that.
anymore.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that one started on a
He was what was
PS1.
he was a
Tasmanian
kangaroo? Or
Tasmanian Devil, I don't know. He spun.
he did spin.
I think that's that. Yeah, your dad's coming around the corner here.
That's my dad. Oh, I didn't grab a mask. I should grab a mask. I have some.
I got all of that.
EMS has tons of them,
EMS will
so.
have one.
You're doing a good job, Patty.
No.
Do you want your dad here right now? 'Cause he doesn't have to be if you don't want him to be.
Come back later.
I'm not allowed to say.
See, perfect. EMS is coming up right now. Don't have a mask for you, so it's no concerns there. Okay. Doing a good job.
Thumbs in eye sockets. Thumbs in eye sockets.